that, and we might or might not talk. And the rest of that gets in what we do every day.
You think that talks would pick up a little bit with him?
I don't know that necessarily talks will, but we've got a game coming, and he's under contract.
All right, Jerry. Meanwhile, Micah had no comments for reporters after practice, saying, "My mouth is closed." Okay, Swagoo, Canty, you guys played for the Cowboys, played for them at the same time. I'll start with you, Marcus. How damaging is this dispute to Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys' reputation?
Well, Jerry looks awful. Look, this is in the midst of us having sound that Jerry talked about creating controversy to keep this team relevant and talking about all of the things that have absolutely a damn thing to do with winning football games, which is what we're focused on as a sports show, right? And we talk about this team, and Chris does a phenomenal job on this radio show, and we talk about all of the things about the Cowboys and how they need to progress and move forward. But since Chris and I have been there, this has been the issue. The owner is the biggest part of this organization, and that is not going to bode well when it comes to winning. That's really what it boils down to. Y'all, this situation is not new at all for the Dallas Cowboys when it comes to what we know about Jerry Jones. Let me ask Chris and Stephen A. something, and even Molly. Have we learned anything new about Jerry Jones and how he runs the Cowboys throughout this Micah Parsons situation? Because we all acting like we have. We learned a damn thing that we had known for the past 5 years covering this team since I've been doing TV in New York and with Stephen A. and everybody else here. The problem is that he said it out loud. That's number one. The second thing is contract disputes are like breathing in Dallas when it comes to their superstar players. It's always something. It's never anything new. The problem with this particular situation is the athlete dug in enough to actually take the damages of the financial damage in order to keep a stronghold. And David Mulligelli is one of the best agents in the NFL. He has a lot of clients. He represents a large majority of the stars in this league. And I'm wondering what their strategy is going to be now the fact that Jerry has basically said the ball in his court, he gonna play because he under contract. This has become bitter and personal beyond football. These two men don't like each other. And it's not about football at this point, which is the most concerning part about how this is going to play out.
I'm going to give everybody a public service announcement, just so everybody is clear and everybody understands. The Dallas Cowboys are for entertainment purposes only. Before the Cowboys come on the TV, before we see their games, when they show the NFL branding, they need to have a warning label come on the TV screen. It says this is for entertainment purposes only. Shout out to my boy Q Myers from ESPN Radio. He knows what I'm talking about. It's entertainment purposes only. They are playing a different game than the other 31 teams in the National Football League because they are in the attention-seeking business, not the Lombardi-chasing business.
Yep.
That needs to be clear. That needs to be obvious. I feel bad for Micah and the guys in that Cowboys locker room because they are living the real-life version of The Truman Show. You know that movie with Jim Carrey when he's thinking he's going about his day-to-day life? Everybody in it is a paid actor, and it's all done so we can all watch and laugh at them. That's what the Dallas Cowboys are. Jerry Jones is monetizing his football team in an attention-based economy. He said it earlier this week. He loves to stir the pot. That controversy is good stuff. Yeah, it's good stuff when it comes to driving revenue, but that controversy is counter to creating the culture that you need to contend for a championship. And I should know because I won one of them things right after I left the Dallas Cowboys. I know what it is. So him and how they're handling the Micah Parsons contract negotiations is a microcosm of the business model that the Dallas Cowboys have employed, and that's why they have the longest conference championship game drought in the NFC currently.
Before I get to my point, since 1996, there have been 13 players that have played for the Dallas Cowboys since their championship drought. They won the championship January 28th, Super Bowl championship January 28th, if I remember correctly, 1996. Haven't won since. There are 13 players in NFL history who played for the Dallas Cowboys during their championship drought, but went on to win championships with other teams. Chris Canty is one of them, just like he articulated. Marcus Ware is another, Martellus Bennett is another, and about 10 other players. Throw that out there for a reason. When we look at Jerry Jones, y'all are not wrong with what y'all are saying. It just hits me differently. I don't view this as the same old, same old. I viewed everything else that he did with other players as legitimate, bona fide contract disputes. Despite Jerry's mishandling of them, one would argue, because of how late he waits to get them signed. This is different. This man, who represents the Cowboys and has elevated their worth by $9.4 billion since they won the Super Bowl, since they last won the Super Bowl, okay? All these years they've been losing, they've climbed $9.4 billion in worth. They're now worth close to $13 billion, all right? This businessman, who prides himself in being an elite businessman, is acting like a conversation with a 25, 26-year-old linebacker was a negotiation. I don't understand how we can sit here and be comfortable with what is transpiring. Take that damn face thing off the screen, please. Because I want America to look at me when I'm saying this. On this screen right now are 3 black men. We're accomplished in our own right, in all of our respective fields, okay? None of us would walk into a negotiation with a Jerry Jones by ourselves. None of us would be devoid of representation. Tell me I'm lying if I'm lying. Listen, I know a thing or two about negotiations. I know how to get some money now, okay? And it has never, ever, ever occurred to me to walk into a negotiation with businessmen without representation. Ever. It has never occurred to me to walk in court when it was just a speeding ticket without a lawyer. It has never occurred to me to turn my taxes in to the IRS myself. That is what I have a CPA for, in my case too. I don't walk anywhere. I do nothing without representation. In fact, every successful business person I know considers it insulting if you walked up to them trying to negotiate on your own behalf. You can have a conversation. You can talk about the